What's going on, cowboy? In this video, we are taking another look at a project called Devil Token, all right? And we've got Mephisto here online in the hot seat, and we're going to be grilling him up for questions. We need to figure out, hey, is Devil Token something like floundering? Is it something that's going to take us places? Is it, developing? Is it something we should sink our hard-earned money and time into? In my opinion, this is the best way to do your own research, okay? But I'm not your financial advisor. My name is Aaron. I'm just a cowboy with a laser brain, gorilla arms, and diamond hands, exploring the wild west of cryptocurrency with a whole bunch of other cowboys. If you want to roll with us, hit the subscribe button down below. Okay, look, understand this, that the AMA is the best way for all parties to convey information. The developers and the leaders and the teams, they get to talk about their projects with passion. I get compensated, and you and I get the best source of information that we could possibly get, better than like a community manager, better than like a website or anything. It's the best source of doing your own research. And so in the hot seat today, we have Mephisto talking about Devil Token. Mephisto, welcome back to the channel.
Thank you so much. It's good to be back here. And it's really good to be talking to you. I've been loving what you're doing with the channel.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Mephisto, for some of us who don't know, maybe a quick background of who you are coming into crypto. We'll talk a little bit about Devil Token, and then we'll talk about all the updates. So maybe tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah. So like I said in a previous interview, I've been involved in crypto since basically 2018. Or sorry, before 2018. I was following Bitcoin before 2010, but it was around 2018 that I got really, really deep into the sort of tech side of crypto. So I'd always been a hardware guy, always a computer nerd, and an economics nerd. So crypto is really the marriage of the things that I really like to geek out on. I won't say it again, but I made the mistake. I'm one of those people that could have invested in Bitcoin back in 2010, and I didn't. So that always hurts. And so ever since then, I've always kind of kept my mind open to a lot of cryptos, and especially like a lot of the new innovations. But I've done the gamut. I've been an investor, still am an investor in projects. I love small market cap projects. Figuring out what they're all about, taking on that risk is always good. As well as following ETH. I'm a huge DeFi person. I would say I've really landed on DeFi and singularly focused on DeFi for the last couple of years almost.
Awesome.
I mined ETH. So I built a computer actually behind me. If you see the wall, see the damage on the wall?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's because that's where I had my ETH. It had 9 graphics cards in it. And so it got hot.
You're starting a fire.
I did start a fire, actually. I started a fire. A flame went 2 feet in the air and singed my face at one point. At a graphics card, an old graphics card that I was trying to overclock light on fire. So we're always here with the Devil Token doing the rock and roll. We're like the rock and roll side of crypto here.
That's funny.
But no, that mining was great. It got me to really learn and understand Ethereum a lot more, which led me to smart contracts. Having a background in tech, background in computers, I thought Solidity was amazing because you can look at it from different backgrounds and sort of get it right away. And that's sort of how I became a developer, on side of my day job where I work in government and political communications. So.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Now, if anyone doesn't know, this is our second AMA together. Okay. The first AMA was straight fire, computer fire, right? And so be sure to check that out. The link's in the description. The link will be up on, the little card thing that slips out of here. But for those of us who want just a quick, brief synopsis, like of what Devil Token is, because we're more focused on like more future endeavors and what's transpired since then. But I want to let the new cowboys here, since the channel's grown, what is Devil Token all about?
So very, very simply, because I encourage them to check out that other video where we go at length about the foundation. That was before we launched. So we really went into depth, and that was an amazing interview. Devil Token is a reward and utility token. On the reward part, we have staking. It's single staking of Devil, and that rewards you BUSD, and that actually rewards you more Devil. So I can talk a little bit about that because there's quite a story behind it. And right now it's also popping off. So we're really happy about that. And then the utility side of the token is we're trying to make DeFi easier and more accessible to everyone. Whether you're an experienced user of DeFi, whether you do it every day and you've done it every day for years, or whether you're totally new, not only to DeFi, but even new to crypto. So everything that we're developing, everything that we're doing, we have this mindset of trying to solve a lot of the use problems that you and I encounter every day when we're getting involved in these other projects, but also solving the biggest problem of all. It's both an economic problem and a technical problem, is how scary DeFi is to most people. You know, cryptos are scary to most people. People are just starting to get them in this bull run. This was like the awakening of crypto, where it really became almost mainstream. But guess what, guys? It's not mainstream.
No.
And I think a lot of the phrase DeFi 2.0 keeps getting thrown out around there right now. And that's effectively what our project is about. It's like, this was great. This renaissance of DeFi and this renaissance of cryptos that's happened, especially over the last year, has really brought on a lot of people. It's brought on, average Joe traders. It's brought in institutions. That's great. But what our project's about, and what a lot of the DeFi 2.0 movement is about, is like, how do we make this part of your daily life where it makes sense to you, whether you're experienced in the space or not, right? Because like, again, we're trying to break down those barriers. We're trying to open up these systems. And that's really what the Devil Project is about.
Right. Creating less friction, more use case in the regular life. Yeah, I remember my first time I had to like get a wallet, and then first time connecting to a thing, and then like transferring, trading, it was all scary to me. And since our last AMA, you hadn't even launched the token yet. And now you're here. So catch us up here. How did the launch go? And how has the last month or so, no, 2 months now, gone for Devil Token?
Yeah, so we actually had a phenomenally rough launch. That was also one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had in crypto.
Okay.
And that's actually one of the reasons we want to come on here and talk to you about it, because it's a really good story. And outside of whether people on this video are buying into Devil, it's honestly a perfect portrait of really the potential of crypto, which is aligned with our mission. Right. So we ended up, I would say we really announced the token early October. We started doing interviews with you. By the time we got our second attempt on Pink Sale, which is normal for projects, they kind of do multiple pre-sales. So they do them as they get their footing. Things got really, really huge for us. We organically trended on Pink Sale for like 4 or 5 days straight. And people kept hitting me up. Who did you pay? Who did you pay? I was like, I didn't pay anybody. I have no idea how we're trending on Pink Sale. We were number 1 on Pink Sale, this like, small independent team of crypto dudes in this, new token community that hasn't launched yet. And so the hype got really big. We were really excited. We had a really reasonable hard cap. So for people who don't know, when you do pre-sale, you set the limit of tokens that you're able to sell and how much that's going to sell for. In our case, it was 300 BNB. We hit 300 BNB in like 2 minutes. Sold out in our pre-sale. It was, I had put 300 BNB thinking, okay, over the course of a couple days, we're going to get this locked down, and then we're going to launch the token a week later. So we're going to give about a week, and that week was going to be, we're going to really carefully review all the smart contracts, because we've got our token, and then we've got all these dApps, and the token was audited. The token's, great. But then we've got all these programs we really wanted to have those on launch. We're like, the staking at launch, we have a governance at launch. And we have this thing called the gateway, which I'll talk about a little bit at the end, that allows, when I'm talking about like average Joe getting involved in crypto, that gateway right now is online. You can go to it.
I remember you talking about the gateway.
You can buy BNB with a credit card, and you could buy Devil all in the same screen right now on our dApp. Awesome. So, we had these dApps. They were really, really important. And we figured, it's going to take about 3 days to fill 300 BNB. Literally minutes, it sold out. So the hype was real. And so we were very excited. We were very pumped. Like, this is way beyond our expectations. And we had been hitting it hard, and we still are. We're working on this like every day. We're working on this, late at night, early mornings. I was waking up at 5 a.m. to do AMAs with like the Chinese community, and doing like, coding or doing promotions till 2 a.m. Right. I mean, it was crazy. Got ready for our launch, and there was an incredible amount of pressure because of all that hype to launch it in a couple days. So 3 days from that pre-sale ending, and the hype was real. So we said, okay, we'll move up our launch. That gives us 3 days to review things, or it gave us 48 hours to review things, really. So we end the pre-sale, huge success. Everybody's getting hyped. We set our launch date, and in the course, and this is actually the first time I've talked about this, in the course of going through pre-sale, we actually had an AMA with Pink Sale, who was our host. I ended up getting like a very severe migraine. Not just like, ooh, my head hurts. Like I actually couldn't see letters, and I had to close my eyes during the AMA. And I was like, this is not good, because guess what I'm doing after this? I'm coding in the next 48 hours.
Oh no.
And it was like this medical, like, you know, medically severe. It might have been because I was coding so much. It might have been whatever it was, like the lack of sleep. It
Your
was
body
insane.
was like
It was
forcing.
shut down. So, you know, I ended up chilling. We did that. I was like, okay, I was mapping out what we were going to do. Long story short, we launched. So we had TechCrunch. You know, we had a situation which, you know, you call act of God, ironic for the devil token, where these things happen. So it ended up being about a 30 hour window to sort of review all those things. And we left an exploit in the vault. So at launch, not the token, thankfully, or we would be DOA, but the vault contract, which is our single staking dApp, had an exploit. So
Okay.
within the first 20 or 30 minutes of launching, and this was, I've been involved in some scary shit. This is actually probably one of the scariest moments of my life. Within the first 30 minutes, imagine this, we're launching the token, we get all our dApps up. Someone was able to manipulate the amount staked through this exploit. There was this one line of code that should be a security feature missing, that was actually there. It was a version issue. Allowed this person to claim that he was staking more than he was claiming, and then withdraw that out. So this guy stole $30,000 worth of rewards and Devil in that first 30 minutes. And we were like, no, no, no. So we shut the whole chain down. The whole Devil chain is this like ecosystem. The contracts are linked together. So I was there on the computer. It was dramatic. I broke it up and we're like, stop. And we announced it to the community right away. There's been an exploit. This is not us. And remember, we're KYC'd with 2 different companies. So like, I'm not going anywhere. I mean, that's why I was comfortable KYCing. For those who don't know, KYC is you give your personal information, including your passport, to a company. And that way, if you scam them, they release it so you could take legal action.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, guys, I'm KYC'd for a reason. I'm not running from you. Like my team here, Diabulos and Old Scratch, like none of us are running away. Old Scratch is part of the KYC too. And I'm like, we're here. We're going to figure out what this is. And we're going to do everything we can to resolve this issue, right? So, of course, we had that big spike and we had that big dump. Amazingly enough, we did not sink the entire time. We did not sink as far as I thought we would. We went from like, we broke 1 million, which is normal in like those, like a pre-sale with that much hype. And we were mostly hanging around like 800,000 or 900,000. And we ended up settling at like 600,000, I think at the time.
Oh.
I could be off, like 600,000 or 500,000, which actually, for given what had happened, was like weirdly, like I was expecting it to hit 1 or 2. So,
yeah, that's not that bad.
No, we were on the community from the beginning. Like all of us were on there. Old Scratch, the poor guy during this situation, was on voice chat for like 6 hours with people melting down, just the chaos of it. He had no idea. I didn't have the ability to talk to him. I'm going through hundreds of transactions trying to figure out what transpired. So we stopped that chain, right? You can trade the token all you want. We're not going to stop that because that would be a honeypot. But we're like, this whole dApp system is being shut down, and we're going to figure out audit the magnitude of this situation, and we're going to do every single thing we can to make it right. You know, so we shut it down, and over the next couple days, constantly communicated to the community. I did an extensive audit. I went through every single transaction that happened with that vault, which was 387 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Logged in a spreadsheet. So we have every single transaction on a spreadsheet, and started mapping out who participated in the exploit and who didn't, so that I can figure out the actual amount of tokens that were really in here in this. Like, you can see the token balance, but like, what is the actual amount of tokens? What are people able to take out? What are people able to do this? And I mean, it was incredibly exhaustive. It was that I did that for 3 days straight, right? That was like all I did, talking to the community the whole time. And the amazing thing about it is I was like, people are going to lose their minds. I mean, people are going to be horrible. And some people did. The vast majority of our community thanked us. And I realized it was this thing in crypto, because it's anonymous, because it's online, because it's the projects are mostly all hype. Let's get to that market cap and let's leave, right? I was under the assumption that that's what everyone was there for, but it turns out a huge majority of our community were there because they liked the project. And a lot of these people were planning on being long-term holders and are long-term holders, right? And they were like, hey, we support you. Hey, thank you for this communication. And I guess they're used to devs under that situation. Like, I guess it would be easy for all of us to walk away, even if I'm KYC'd. It's like, good luck. I didn't steal money. I could have just walked away and said, nice try. And I'll admit, there's like a small part of me that was like, oh my God, like, this is the most stressful thing I've ever, I can't, and I don't have any answers right now. This is a horrible thing to face up to right now, right? It's an exploit. Mistakes happen, but in crypto, mistakes are money, you know, and that's where and mistakes are trust. So we just decided to dive 1,000% into matching that with the community and going above. We ended up using the exploit ourselves to rescue 54 million Devil from the vault.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which was like a Mission Impossible scene. I was there. I had no idea if it would work. It occurred to me that you could use the exploit. I have never sweated. Like, I have never sweated sitting at a computer that much. Like, I didn't think it was possible, you know, and we rescued 54 million Devil tokens, and then we put our own money. We put our own tokens. We all participated in pre-sale, and we, you know, we had a tax system, and so we were doing buybacks. We did buybacks, put in as much of our own money as we possibly could. You know, too much of my own money. And we rescued those 54 million tokens. We ended up compensating everybody 1-to-1, 110 million Devil tokens.
Wow. Great.
Not a single stone was unturned in less than a week.
It's so crazy. It sounds like like one of those movies about hackers going against other hackers. Like, it's like,
it's like an episode of Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
HBO show.
Oh, they've hacked us. Oh, we gotta get up all night.
You know, and it was horrible. And I wish like our second interview wasn't talking about like, oh, we had this launch and we had this exploit, right? But like, outside of that, everything else on top of that has been utterly phenomenal throughout the entire. Like, I've seen projects do less or have less go wrong, and they completely fall. I was part of an IDO that had so much hype around it, was ridiculous. Market cap popped up to 3 million in like seconds. And then the developer was like, oh guys, I'm sorry, I'm going to go to sleep. And everybody melted down on him and left. And the token crashed. And so he killed the project. And the next day he woke up and killed the project. And I was like, so I was expecting that. I was like, I'm going to keep working and I'm going to keep throwing my money into this, but this is going to end up. It was the opposite case. People stayed in our Telegram. People stayed investors. When they got their tokens back, I was like, here's the dump, because I'm doing buybacks. There wasn't that big of a dump. We hung around 600 and 800,000 market cap most of the time.
And so that's just a regular day in crypto. Like,
it was unheard of in crypto. And I'll get to the reason why I think that was the case. It was incredibly loyal holders. I mean, at the end of the day, everyone's here to make money. You're not making money in the middle of this dev saying like, we're going to compensate you and then trust us, we're going to get the vault out. Yeah. No, we're going to redo it and we're going to analyze it. We're going to fix it and everything. And they did. So that's what I was saying is like one of the like most amazing situations in crypto where it actually really talks about sort of the good of what crypto is, right? Yeah. And that it's this community and everybody here has had a free choice to leave. Yeah. You know, and I'm 100%. I had some people message me and be like, hey man, love the project. I'm leaving. And they were whales and it hurt because it crashed the price. But at that point I was like, I don't, you know, right now I'm not worried about price. Right now I'm worried about the people in this product. Right? Because the price is going to follow that. Right? Like
in a world like it's so easy, right? It's so easy to just walk away. You have devs that are just like in it, grinding it out, like working their tails off, and then over communicating. I've been part of projects where they had zero communication. Refinable comes to mind. Is zero communication. I'm like, I'm done. You guys, but like people can tolerate mistakes. They just can't tolerate the cover ups, you know. And so that's where I think the Devil token and your team like really shined.
It was and it ended up being something that really could have been a dark mark on our token is actually kind of like this, you know, when you watch a TV show, you watch because it's like the hero is like, ultimately you're rooting for them. And like, sometimes they stumble. Like that's effectively what it did. Like people are emotionally close to the token to some degree. And I love that, you know, because that's kind of what we're all about. We're not about just vapid hype, you know, hype is important. We want the price to go up and you know what, that price will go up, you know, it's going up actually. And I'll get to like the good news about all this, but you know, we decided we got everybody 1-to-1. We were able to sit. and say, hey, we did absolutely everything we could to make it right, and we did. And we'll continue to reward those community members as that becomes available. And the community said right back at you. The community ended up, I used all my devil tokens that I had bought throughout private sale, pre-sale, and all that. The community ended up sending me devil tokens back and sending old Scratch and Diabolos, which I'm like, I still have. I'm like, I'm probably going to spend it on the community, honestly, or marketing. Like, I'm not, but still, like, that's the kind of stuff we were seeing. That wasn't driven by us. So, and I said, this is the one thing is this is going to color the culture of our project. We had about a week where we were going to launch. So we're going to relaunch the vault. That's one of the main things that people early on are investing in. The vault is a single staking dApp that encourages people to be diamond hands. So obviously, if you're an early investor, that's really key to your investment strategy. And I understand that. So I said, we're going to redo the vault. It's not just going to fix that one issue. It's actually going to be better. It's going to be more scalable. It's going to be more secure. But you're going to have to bear with me because whatever happens in the Telegram, whether people start, which is our main community right now, if we start hemorrhaging members, if people start selling, we're going to develop it as fast as possible, but as well as possible.
Yeah.
And last week we got to that. We got our audit last week for the vault. It had on average, between 95 and 98 out of 100 security rating in every single category.
Right.
Which was higher than most tokens. It's actually, it's about as secure a contract as there could be. They checked for integer overflows and underflows and like all this technical stuff. And we said, great. So, we started wiring everything up and we came back not only with a new vault that is scalable, it distributes rewards differently. Not only is it secure, but we also push these upgrades where people are now able to use our dApp on their phone. And it connects to Trust Wallet. It connects to your desktop. You can work on them together. And it's just become, so we launched that this week and it's just been phenomenal now.
So walk me through the vault here. Walk me through the vault. Exactly. If someone's never heard of it before, what does it exactly do for me?
So the vault it's a staking dApp, and it's by design. It's there because we're a development heavy project, like we talked about in the other video, and I'll probably talk about a little bit later. Is we have a very long roadmap that leads into a wallet. We're doing an escrow service. We're working on a fiat to crypto gateway of our own. For those who don't know what that is, that means that you can buy crypto with your credit card or your, whatever your currency is for your country. Working on extensive governance, and all of this stuff is great. But when you buy a token, like you need something. You need to profit in some way in between that, or you're going to be encouraged to sell. So our thinking behind that and the tokenomics we created is we created this staking dApp called the Vault. You deposit your devil into the vault, and it rewards you a tax from a tax that's on the token. It's a 3% tax, and it gets turned into BUSD. So if you're putting your token in the vault, you're actually earning dollars effectively just by keeping it in the vault. But and you're also earning devil. You're earning your share of reflected devil.
Awesome.
What that does and what that means is that allows people to profit just by holding on to their devil. So it disincentivizes them to sell because, in tokens, listen, it is about making money, right? Like I'm not here being like, never sell my token. Like that would mean no one would make money, right? But it gets to a 10 million market cap. How many people are going to dump? Versus what we have is, if it gets to a 10 million market cap, all that volume, you're going to profit a percentage of all that volume. So whether the token goes up or down, when you stake with Devil, you're earning money on it going up and it going down.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's what our staking dApp is. And we launched it 2 days ago. We launched it on Tuesday. 30% of our entire supply is currently being staked.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
so
means
you're
you have
talking
30%
about price
long-term holders.
And we have a huge amount of long-term holders. We have a huge amount of people that are totally invested in this token and in this roadmap, and they're parking their devil there, and they're ready to just collect those rewards as we continue to roll out marketing like this interview and everything else. So it's just
1 out of every 3 people who are holding devil are in for the long haul. 1 out of every 3
devil holders is staking in the vault right now. Just a phenomenal. So that it's really been just a 180 and a wild roller coaster ride. And what more would you expect from the devil token?
Got it. So if you're watching this video, Cowboy, you want to know like something about Devil Token. It's this rewards program or rewards token that has utility. You buy the Devil Token, you push it into the vault, you stake, and you make money that goes up and down on it. And in case anything goes crazy, they already have a track record of, fixing
Yeah.
these problems, really putting in, and to my opinion, the best part is the over communication. So I really want to just kind of line it out very simply for any cowboys who got little lizard brains like me. Now,
Thank you, man.
Mephisto, what is the next biggest things? What you said, you had a long roadmap, and you got an escrow service, gateway, and governance. What's the next biggest things here that look forward to with Devil?
Yeah, so the crazy thing is, despite this huge delay in situation, we're still on track for our roadmap. So,
No, it's
so
great.
I don't know how, but like we are. So, like at the end of this month, which is just in a couple weeks, we're gonna upgrade what's called the gateway. That is how you can buy Devil without using PancakeSwap, without going to any other sites, and with just your BNB. You can also buy BNB on that, and we're going to be adding a ton of new features just within the next couple weeks, where it's really just this landing page that gives you control over Devil, and your ability to sort of track your token. You can see the price, all this awesome stuff. So that's
So
going to
is
get
that
an upgrade. What was
is
that?
it a swap? Is it a swap?
It swaps. It swaps through Pancake, but it's you don't have to go to the website because that can confuse people. So it does it for you. And this is like really
Gotcha.
for people that I don't want to be like, okay, so you need to know Devil and then you need to know Pancake. If you're experienced, just use Pancake. But this is for people who are completely new to crypto.
Hmm.
So that they just load that front page and they just get going. And that's also
And
a
there's a
huge part of our market cap strategy is we can
yeah.
advertise to people that, all they need to know is how to get to that website.
It's really interesting because there's a lot of new people into this space, as
Mm-hmm.
we've talked about, and as anyone can see clearly, 2021, ton of new people into this space, and so I think this is a very, very good sound marketing strategy and
Thank you.
utility strategy. So after the gateway development, what's next after that?
So after the gateway, we're focused on governance as well. There's going to be a governance thing that gets super wonky. So I'm going to table that conversation. People can email me. They can talk about it.
Okay.
It gets really in the weeds.
Can
But
you give me like a one sentence thing,
a one
like
sentence
government?
line is that token holders of Devil are going to be able to weigh in democratically on the future of the token.
Awesome.
So they're going to basically they're owning the contract. It's all there. It's all set up. We just need more holders so that it's actually democratic. We do have a lot of long-term holders. We do have a lot of whales. That's why I said it gets
Yeah.
wonky. That's
Yeah.
there. It's all working. It's ready to go. But basically, at a certain point, we're going to give up our access to the contract and turn it over to the holders. And the holders are
I
the
love that.
ones who decide, when we raise or lower this tax or whatever and propose things. So
I
that's
love it.
definitely in the pipeline. Definitely important for DeFi and making sure that people really are empowered with this token. People really have
Truly
own it.
decentralized,
Yeah.
truly community owned, truly by the people for the people type of
Yeah.
stuff. So I'm
Absolutely.
liking that.
Absolutely. And for next year, obviously that's our huge year. So next year on the horizon, the next immediate update, which will be the first quarter of the year, is a token escrow service. Huge issue in crypto. You and I make a deal. Let's say that like you actually are going to do like a graphic design for me, right? And you want to send me the file. But we don't know each other super well. One of the issues that happens in crypto, we have a lot of scams. And there's not a lot of escrow services out there, whereas in the real world, in traditional finance, there's a ton of them, right? Fiverr is an escrow service, right? Or Upwork, right? You pay Upwork $250, you hire someone to do the job, you both confirm that the job is completed, and you collect the money. And in the case of Upwork, a person comes in and decides, if there's a disagreement. In the case of blockchain escrow, it's the contract itself. But it's simply
Hmm.
a way to securely make a deal with someone. It's going to be called Devil Deals. And this is a way that you can trade assets, you can trade NFTs, you can hire people to do certain services. And it's a way to do that in a secure way that really doesn't exist in any meaningful way in the DeFi space right now and solves a huge problem that I think people encounter every day.
Do you need an escrow? So do you need an escrow service for like NFTs? Is that
If you wanted to okay, if you wanted to hire someone to produce an NFT for you,
okay?
right?
There you go.
Yeah, sorry, like NFT creation.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
because or anything, and especially in the blockchain world, it's initially focused blockchain because there's in crypto right now, it's a trust thing. I've got to send you tokens, or you got to send me the thing first. It's like
Yeah.
a cowboy draw, right?
Yeah.
It's a showdown.
Are you gonna leave if I pay you? Is it half up front? Half
It's
later.
really
Yeah.
really hard. I had that issue every time we do marketing stuff, right? I'm like,
Mhm.
is this person going to fulfill their end of the thing?
100%.
Also in it is a way to transfer large tokens in a way that's more secure. It's a very simple feature, but one that I know a lot of people have, which is I'm going to send you like, let's say like a 100 million devil. That's a lot. I have a lot of devil. I'm afraid to send it because that's scary, right? I can put it in this contract and I have to confirm it and you have to confirm it and then I send.
Fantastic.
Simple solution.
Yeah.
It's really not complicated coding. So that's Devil Deals. It deals with escrow, and that's just
Something that's
a lot
needed
of
for sure for a lot of people and a lot of
solving a
services
lot
in
of daily
blockchain.
life problems in crypto. And
Mhm.
the stuff that I'm even more excited for next year is us working on our own fiat to crypto gateway. Obviously, a huge deal when you think about everything in concert with each other, right? So, the fiat to crypto gateway lets you buy cryptocurrencies using your fiat money. And that's something we're working on developing our own. Right now, we have it on our website using a third party. We want to have one that is as decentralized as possible, one that's governed by the governance of our token. So it's like in a way people share it, right? And it's a service you people in DeFi will be using, right? That'll benefit the price of our token. We'd earn some fees on it and stuff like that, right? But it also would open the space a lot more. And we're talking about that. We're all about opening up the DeFi space to more and more people. So that's a huge development that we're working on. That's going to be the middle of next year. Most likely we've got that out on our roadmap. And that would be huge because right now, fiat to crypto gateways, you either go through an exchange or you go through like what we have, which is a company called OnRamper. It's a centralized company that provides this service. Nobody's done it in a way that's at least semi-decentralized. You still have to own a bank account. Like there's still centralized finance aspects to it. But there's ways, and like just hinting at it is, think of stuff like Venmo, right? For those who use Venmo or those who use Zelle, you're sending digital fiat currency. So that those products are out there. It's just they haven't been integrated with blockchain yet.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of something like that, and that's how you can have governance on it. And the reason that would be huge is because that would eventually lead into what will be our end of the year or our Q4 release, which is our big release. And what we're really working on through all of these things, including the vault and including the escrow service and including the fiat to crypto gateway, is leading up to the Devil wallet, which is our biggest development. And it'll be a wallet that solves a lot of the everyday problems that people have in crypto by providing escrow services, by having its own fiat to crypto gateway integrated into it, letting people stake directly from their wallet. So that's kind of what we have in 2021 to be looking forward to.
Yeah, so you've got this wall, you've got this whole ecosystem now, from what I understand. You've got the escrow services, you got the fiat to gateway here, you got the swap, you got the governance. You're rolling it all into. You got the vault. You're rolling it all into this one location, this wallet, the Devil wallet, right? Now, how can we get this wallet? Like, when's it going to be coming out? Is it already out? Like, give me some details on the wallet.
That's the diamond at the end of this current roadmap. Keep in mind, people see one roadmap. That is our 2021-2022 roadmap. There will be another one right after that, probably released middle of next year. But the diamond in the rough at the end of this roadmap, and what really all the work is leading into, is the Devil wallet, which we want to be the easiest, most user-friendly, but powerful crypto wallet in the space. And we have a ton of features that aren't just solving daily life issues with crypto, that are also solving security issues. But stuff like we talked about in the last interview, where you can get a spreadsheet of your transactions, which would help you with taxes and regulations. Right now, the U.S. Congress is actually, they had a hearing this week. I don't know if you followed on crypto, but I will say, at least for the first time, some federal representatives asked real questions. I was surprised to see AOC asked real questions about stablecoin, which
I'm okay with that, right?
That's sort of what's gonna happen. Just ask the real questions, right? It's not, I think that's obviously drove some of the market dip. But you know what? I've worked in government. The regulations are coming. It's just a matter of
long term. It's good anyway. Long term, it's good.
Long term, it's good. We get scammed. We have all sorts of issues. But making sure that they're not idiotic, or making sure that they're not like the one that was being proposed, where every crypto trader or every crypto trader would have to be like a
This is a
broker.
broker.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we got to make sure that we're keeping the institutions out of it as much as possible. Like they could play, but they need a even seat at the table with all of us lizard brain folk, right? Like,
Yeah.
let's keep the apes level playing field with the banking industry, right? But the point is, this project is looking at the future of DeFi, and that's what we're looking at with our wallet, and that's what we're really aiming for, and that's what we want to evolve into. And when we just talk about it on the fundamentals of the project, it's the project I've always wanted as a crypto head, right? As a DeFi user of what I would like personally, and the same with my with Old Scratch and Diabulos, my partners on it, the fellow devs. But also, we're talking about price a lot on this channel, right? What could be more impactful for the price than first of all, a name that arouses people's attention, right? Is Devil Token. People don't forget about it, right?
Yeah.
But also is offering all these solutions to a lot of different problems. And at the end of the day is going to have a roadmap, right?
Yeah.
And not only that, but you are getting rewarded throughout the process of the roadmap just by holding Devil. Not just because the price is going up, but because as it goes up, as it goes down, as it goes up, as it goes down, if you bought Devil and you're staking it, you're getting your share of those rewards the whole way through. So
Yeah.
that's what
And for
it's
me,
all about.
I think some of the intrinsics about your project is that like your team, like just the story that you started off with, really adds a lot of credibility because that to me is so rare in crypto. I've talked to a ton of crypto projects, a lot of different teams, and a lot of them are fly by night stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
So just the like this tenacity, like the real entrepreneurial people gotta understand. We're investing in small businesses, like startups, like
Yeah.
go in the garage, like developing stuff, startups, right? And so when people show that type of tenacity and grit, I personally feel more, trusted. I feel that there's more trust there. I feel like there's more security there. This is me personally. Look, if you're watching this video, you do you, right? Like you're your own financial advisor. I'm not your financial advisor. Just letting you know things that I really appreciate. And I appreciate the onboarding of like the easeability, the less friction that it takes for new people to come on and develop into DeFi, into crypto. DeFi is already scary. And so this seems like very easy, very low friction to enter into this point. But of course, look, you do your research. Check out the links in the description down below if you are interested in the Devil community, the Devil token. I'm sure Mephisto and anyone else of his other team or community managers or devs or whatever will be willing to answer your questions, especially if they're having this open communication all the time, especially when the chips are down, they need it. That's super important.
Yeah.
Now, Mephisto, I got one last question for you, okay, to wrap this all up.
Yeah.
If you've got someone who's just still on the fence about things, someone who doesn't really know you, is new to crypto, doesn't really know if this is a project they should get into, look at some altcoins. Can you help us determine like why should we be investing in Devil token?
Yeah. So I've got we're a rewarding utility token, and I always answer that in two parts. I'm going to go with rewards first. We launched the vault, and in 5 hours of launching the vault, which we launched this week on Tuesday, within 5 hours, one of our community members made $260, and he's since made 40,000 Devil. Because he was a diamond hands holder. He didn't drop he only bought on the dips. Through all this craziness, he said, guys, I'm 100% with you. I'm buying up my Devil for when this vault comes out. The vault came out like we said it would. He staked his Devil in there like a madman, full trust. And he got 260 BUSD rewarded to him. In
like five hours?
No work. Right?
That's amazing.
So I'm not saying you stake in the vault, you're going to get $260. You're going to get BUSD, right? You're going to get reflected rewards. You stake in that vault for a long time, and you're going to get a lot more BUSD and a lot more reflected rewards right there. So, I mean, what could be better than owning a token? You're going to be sitting there for a while, waiting for it to really hit up a market cap. You're after 10x, you're after 100x, you're after 1,000x, right? It's going to be sitting there for a while. Why not earn some money off of it, right? So that's the reward side. That's the hype side. From the fundamental side, from the development side, I think we've showed with sort of that story and the fact that we would come on a prominent YouTube channel and like start it off with, hey, we messed up and here was this exploit and it's really been difficult, because that's what it's all about. Like, join Devil or not, we are putting out the accurate information. We're putting out, this is what our project is all about. And we're also putting out, like you said, we are a small team and we will continue and we will grow. But we are a small team, and DeFi is all about innovation. It's all about independence. It's all about entrepreneurialism, right? And so whatever comes our way, we're going to be developing these projects, whether the market cap's up, whether it's down, whether, you know, we have another issue that we need to resolve, which, like, you know, we're getting, like I said, the new vault's been audited twice before it was released. So, you know, if it had another issue, I'd have to take it to those auditors. At that point, it'd be like, you know, and we tested it extensively. But you know, it's, and the fundamental side, no matter what, we're obviously not going away. We're obviously not hiding from the next crypto crash. We're going to keep working away. The wheels are going to keep turning, because I'm confident that I'm spending my time and my resources in a thing that will ultimately not only be profitable but beneficial. And I'm certain on the profitability side too. I am putting my own resources into it. So those are your two reasons. Real quick, one, because we're going to keep working on stuff. We're not going away. We're going to keep hitting our roadmap. And, you know, we're already showing that it just keeps cranking out. We've got new developments that came out this week. We re-released the Vault, and it was way better than the one that was before. It was not just a fix, but an improvement and V2 upgrade. Yeah. And we've got 2 more dApps getting V2 upgrades by the end of this month, and we'll just keep working. And while we're working, you're welcome to buy Devil, stake in the Vault, and earn some rewards while we do our thing.
Awesome. Mephisto, thank you so much for being in the hot seat today. Guys, if you are interested in the Devil project, the Devil community, or any other dApps or any other developments that they will be having in 2022, check out the links in the description down below. I'm not your financial advisor, just a lizard brain, gorilla-armed, diamond-handed cowboy exploring the wild west of cryptocurrency with a whole bunch of other cowboys. You want to roll with me, hit the subscribe button down below. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.